Hello everyone, welcome. So today I will quickly do a review for the brand new KBEAR Pecker earphone. Now this earphone was sent to me by Keep Hi-Fi Audio Store. A big shout out to the store for sending this out for review. I thank you guys for doing this, and let's see what this earphone has the ability to offer you that would want to go out to purchase it for the very first time, because I know a lot of people are looking for budget earphone sets to check out and see if it's something that is worth their money overall. Now when they did send this over, it came with its own cable, which I did not remove from its box. It's still like sealed in the box. So when you open it up, this is what you get: the ear tips, which is still sealed. I've not even used any of the ear tips here per se. And then this cable is sealed as well. I've seen the cable overall, but it's not the kind of cable I use to test an earphone. That's not my style. I always tend to use my own earphone cable overall to get the best experience. So the cable I have on this Pecker earphone is the KBEAR Limpid Pro. It's an 8-core cable. I've had this cable for the last 4 years. It's an incredible cable. Longevity is an incredible thing for this cable. If you are looking for the very best cable to buy, you at least for the price that you pay for it, you need to get yourself the Limpid Pro cable. I am incredibly impressed that it's been working fine for the last 4 years. It's just an amazing cable that I do not regret having in my collection right now. So this is how the earphone looks like. It has everything you need it to look like, and I said it's a budget set. It doesn't really cost that much. It's around $30. It's not too expensive. At least it's competitive for the price that the company is charging. Now, the most important thing you will look at is comfort. This is the smallest ear tip that it's coming with. I am not using this ear tip. I use my own ear tips, and I always recommend using the Weezer ear tip VC20. That's the best ear tip that I've tested overall for any earphone. I prefer that to any ear tip that I have used from any company that sends me earphones. The only reason I don't have it on this is because it's on my other more expensive earphones. But I took it out of my earphones, my other earphones, to put it on this to test that. But this is the ear tip you get default from the box that is on it. Though this is the smallest size. Although I'm not using this technically, but overall, the ear tips is not the perfect thing you would find with this particular model. The most thing you would look at would be the sound. Is the sound good enough for the money? Now the sound is a bit not great. It's not great, but it could be improved on. It's not bad, but it needs to be better than what it is right now. In terms of the way its presentation is, it tends to be a little bit lean. The bass is not elevated, which is decent. I'm someone that likes bass, but you need bass to be in your earphone to be able to enjoy it, and especially in these modern earphones they make these days. But this doesn't really have that bass that you would really want from earphones. Is that I think the company was chasing a bit of balance. I know I've seen reviews for the Pecker from other YouTubers that have said that this model did have bass bleed. It was bloated to an extent. I understand what they're saying. The bass is there, but it's not that accurate. You know, there is the accuracy in bass, and then there is the wonky bass that you get from these budget earphone sets. But the bass isn't the problem with this earphone. Is the mids and the treble. The mids is thin, and I do not like thin mids. I like lush, vocal oriented mids. Presentation in most earphones. I just don't like mids that are too thin, and that is the problem I have with the Pecker. The Pecker is not too bad. At least I've listened to earphones that I didn't even like the mids to begin with, but the Pecker wasn't horrible in that respect. It's just that the mids wasn't as good as I anticipated it to be. Every other thing is nice for the most part. It was nice for the most part. The treble is lacking to an extent. It doesn't extend, and so much. It doesn't really extend so much, and I would have wanted it to extend higher than it is extending, to be honest. Because once you do end up listening to more expensive earphones, you will understand that there is some frequencies that you would want to hear in your soundtrack from some of these budget sets, but when you do not get it, you just feel like they're underwhelming overall. Then that's a bit of a problem, if I'm being honest. But regardless, if you're someone that doesn't really care about extended treble, this will be fine for the most part. This will be fine for the most part, especially when you pair it up with a very good cable. You won't be lacking anything in any regard overall. It's a very nice unit in terms of the build structure. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that the sound could have been really, really better. Let me get something clear. I've tested a lot of KBEAR earphone. I've tested a lot of KBEAR earphone for a while now, so I know exactly I know exactly how KBEAR earphones sound like. So just know that even if this is not a perfect earphone, they have other models that are still competitive, that can still deliver very good soundtrack, that can still mesmerize you sound wise. Like my favorite KBA earphone is the KS1. Their budget line. They I know they have the more expensive ones like their Believe model that was well almost $200, but the KS1, because the KS1 was similarly priced with this Pecker. I prefer the KS1 to this. The KS1 hit harder. The KS1 had a lot of impact and was good enough in the treble region. The mids was bad on the KS1, but I liked the bass on that KS1 a lot more than what I'm getting with the Pecker. The Pecker is a decent earphone. It's not a perfect unit that you would want to have in your collection. You would definitely want better than this overall. I know people that would really want something that hits so hard, slams hard, and is very, very much competitive. At least they can compete with other sets that are budget around this range. Another thing again is that if you're someone that don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get the KZEDX. They're still selling that KZEDX simply because the KZEDX still outperforms this model. I'm sorry, but there's some reason that this EDX is still a better unit, even though it's a lot cheaper than this. It still is a better sounding unit than this. Now it's a single dynamic driver. I don't know whether it's the two balance armature drivers that's in here that's making it not as coherent as it could be, because the KS1 was like a single dynamic driver and it performed very well for what it was. This one isn't a single dynamic. It just has one dynamic driver and two balanced armature drivers. So I think that could be a bit of a problem. But then again, I would say the sound is average. It could have been better. I think the company has to work more on retuning and releasing another product. And it works well with a DAC. You can use it with a FIO DAC like this, a FIO BTR 3K DAC like this. It will work perfectly fine. If you're someone that doesn't want to do that, you can still plug it to a V series phone that's a V series smartphone, a V series smartphone, and you're good to go. You can pair it up with a V series phone, and you won't have any issue playing back your favorite music on it without even using any complex DAC solution. So it's good overall for most music listening experience, if I'm being honest. I'll drop details and even where you can purchase it, especially if you want to buy directly from Keep Hi-Fi. I'll drop their link to their store so you check it out. And a big thanks to Keep Hi-Fi for sending out the Pecker earphone for review. I hope for them to send me more products in the future if they do want me to check them out. So that's it. And if you want to buy the Limpid Pro cable that I have on it, this is a fantastic cable. I've been using this cable for the last 4 years. This is one of the oldest cables I've had in my collection. It is an incredible cable. It's very thick. It's a very beautiful cable. It just stood the test of time. It is a fantastic cable. So you can use it with any earphone that you have in your collection, and you'll be fine with it for the next few years. Do check the link in the description for where you can buy this earphone if you're interested in it. Subscribe to the channel. Do like my content and follow me here on YouTube. I'll see you guys very much next time.